Shalom, shalom. Shalom. All right, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, as always, we're going to start off giving all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well where we learn this truth from. And may peace, mercy, and blessings be upon the hopeful elect that believe in this truth and sincerity. It's the brother Yahweh Khan.
Aishior.
We're the brothers from the GMS Cleveland branch coming back through the spirit, power, and mercy of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. The Lord willing, this be an edifying lesson, just something quick. As the title reads, MOTB Revisited, because brothers have or should have done multiple videos at this point on what the MOTB is, what is the fulfillment of Revelation 13 and 16 on down, and through the spirit we're gonna go over it again, because you have certain camps, certain men teaching what the MOTB is, but they teaching it the wrong way. They're not teaching it for what it truly is. Did you have something?
Yeah, this is 2 Timothy 2:15. It says, "Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth." So this is what this thing is all about. In the header, starting up at the 14th verse, it says an unashamed workman. Why is he unashamed? Because he got the correct doctrine. And when you go into the word rightly divided, okay, I'm gonna go into this word real quick. Because as an Israelite, okay, who's striving to be the elect, you have to get the doctrine correct. And the MOTB, being the C-hip, the subdermal implantable device, is doctrine. Okay, it's nothing else. Because you got a lot of camps out here talking about it's sin. Now he switched up to it's the philosophies and doctrines. They just coming up with a lot of things so they don't have to admit that the elders and apostles of GMS got it right, man. Because they will ultimately have to say the Lord is only dealing with GMS, man. Okay. But when you go into that word rightly dividing, it means to make straight and smooth, to handle right, and to teach the truth directly and correctly, man.
I said to make straight and smooth. When you think of a pathway, if it's straight and smooth, it's little to zero chance of you slipping.
Mm-hmm.
If you falling over something, that would be an obstacle, or another word would be a stumbling block. Mm-hmm. So when it says to make it straight and smooth, meaning you got to dive into the scriptures. You got to go into the different words so you can get the deeper understanding, so that when you come across somebody that's inquiring, you can make it plain, mm-hmm. You can make it straight and smooth, so it won't be no stumbling blocks for them. Because the point of the Lord raising up the men, okay, to teach here in these latter days is to lead the rest of the lake to the chariots. Mm-hmm. But guess what? According to Revelation, the 14th chapter, if you take the MOTB, you won't be able to get on the chariot. So the importance of knowing what the MOTB is very salvation.
It also says to make a straight cut. It says to dissect correctly the divine message. So when you go into this word dissect, it says to analyze. It says methodically cut up in order to study its internal parts. So this is what you have to do. You have to go in. One of the things that you have to go into is the words. You have to go into the definition of words. Because these men, okay, and I'm going to just keep harking on the IUIC because that's who the t-shirt of the week is, because they keep talking about the MOTB, because a lot of people in those camps that don't believe that the MOTB is a physical device, they're coming and looking at GMS and they're inquiring. They want to know the truth. So this is why it's important to go into words, man. Okay, if you went into words, you will have the proper doctrine. You will have the proper understanding of the scriptures, man.
Yeah. And not only going into the words and going into the scriptures, but linking up with what we see happening in real time. Mm-hmm. And just real quick, this I'm gonna play this little video. This from 2 years ago. If you want to go to Habakkuk 2,
God.
play this real quick.
Being the creator during the holidays can be quite stressful, but that's where Spotter Studio comes in. Thanks to the ideas, I've been able to. Well, many have started paying for things with their phones, even watches.
One company, though, wants to take that technology to another level by implanting a chip in your hand. So, the overseas company Walletmore is selling the microchip in parts of Europe. It's about the size of a grain of rice, goes under the skin. It's then activated using a digital wallet app. The chip is going for about $300.
And that's all I got to play. That's from 2 years ago. Okay? And that just goes to show you that the things that we see taking place links up with what's written in the Bible, which that's what we're going to get into. You could read that real quick.
This is the book of Habakkuk 2. And I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved.
And that's what we doing. We upon our watch, just like Habakkuk was, which that was symbolic for the rest of for all the prophets. They would be on their watch to see how the Lord what the Lord would do to show them the prophecies coming to pass. You know, and the only way you're gonna be the prophecies coming to pass is if you watch. And just like on a literal watchtower in a vineyard, a city, or whatever the case may be, you're not gonna see the thieves coming through. You're not gonna see dangers coming unless you watch it.
This is the book of Sirach 39:1. It says, he that giveth his mind the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient occupy in prophecies. You know, and the point is, prophecy is the whole book. The law is the whole book. So this is what being in these scriptures every day, watching the news. Because we're, as a watchman, you're supposed to warn the people. Don't they can, take, listen, get the warning. Ultimately, so the blood could be off of our hands, man.
Yeah, and to be occupied means to be busy.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be busy. You got to be constantly watching. You you got to be a sentinel, like the beloved Apostle Hart. The word you mentioned a minute ago. I think it was earlier this year or sometime last year. On this truth, with sentinels, they don't sleep. They always watching.
Okay. This is back at 2:2 by Shemi Hawashai and vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it.
When they saw the different visions, they wrote them down. That's how we got to the holy books. It's a collection of the different and they accounts, they testimonies, if you will, and the visions that the Lord gave. And now we be those men. Okay. Tables. They declaring it openly and plainly. Once again, making it straight and smooth.
And it says that the Lord answered me. The Lord's name is Yahweh. His son's name is Yahweh Shai. And they're only going. If you're not calling on those names, it's no fucking chance that the Lord is going to give you the proper understanding of the scriptures, man. Because if you're calling on Jesus Christ, the Lord is up with you, man. And that's ultimately what that's one of the reasons why these camps doctrine. Because first and foremost, they don't pay or they don't reverence the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. It says, verse 3, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
Yep, and not just the visions within the Old Testament, but Apocrypha as well as the New Testament. Because what John the Revelator saw, or Apostle John, what he saw 2,000 years ago is recorded in the nations. So rise up. It conditioned everybody to accept a digital system. The digital system would implement a mandatory requirement for you to have a CHIP in order to buy or sell. That's something John the Revelator actually saw. But guess what? It was for an appointed time.
It says, though it tarry, wait for it, because
it's tarrying, like it's delaying, like it's hesitating, like it's slack. Because here it is, the apostles, they've been Apostle Hardy been that we teaching right on this for 4 decades. Let alone some brothers or certain people, grandparents might have heard about the MOTB and they think, they've been saying that I was your age, and so they think it's term. But it said, though it tarry, wait for it, it's going to surely come. It's going to eventually come to pass. In this generation, Yahweh shall say, all things shall be fulfilled.
The word, what word was looking at? Well, I was looking at the different translations. In the NLT, it says this vision is for a future time. So this future means, he said, new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. So if this is for a future time, that would mean it can't be sin. You see what I'm saying? Because sin has been around. We're making it plain upon tables, man. You see, it's just at this point we're pretty much kicking a dead horse, man. All right, but still we have to do this because the Spirit is on us first and foremost to edify the people, man. Because there's gonna be a lot of people, okay, that not just people but Israelites specifically, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Seminole Native American Indians gonna come inquiring about this truth, man. All right, because there's gonna be a bunch of believers that's gonna come into this thing before, mandates to see it, man.
Because you're gonna have the elect. Eventually, it's gonna click in their mind as now, or later on down the line, it's gonna click in their mind that I'm not taking it. And at that point, they're gonna need to know MOTB because I've been hearing this, that. So I need to know what it is. So that's why you got videos like this that come up.
It says this vision is for a future time. It describes the end, and it will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, but will surely take place. Be delayed.
And the KJV said, at the end, it shall speak. 2 years ago, you got many clips, okay? Let alone they started to actually put the Neuralink inside of people's brains this year. So you got these different pieces of evidence showing you that the prophecy is speaking for itself. We don't technically have to tell you that this is the MOTB. All you got to do is look what's taking place and link it up with the scriptures saying. That was it on that?
Yeah, that's it.
I'm going to go to this Revelation. It's Revelation 9, start at verse 15. It says, and he had power to give life, and this is the visions, okay, recorded within the scriptures that will eventually come to pass in the future, okay, at a later date. Once again, John the Revelator, he saw this 2,000 years ago, but it was for now, the times we're living in now. So,
as of Salakia, when you read Revelation, the first chapter, in the first verse, it says things which must shortly come to pass. So,
this is Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1. It says, the revelation of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, which Yahweh gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John.
Right, shortly come to pass, meaning it's coming. Okay, meaning it's not here yet, but it's on the way. Just like it talks about in Revelation the 17th chapter, and he must continue for a short space, roughly paraphrasing. But he was going to rule for a little while, and then a beast was going to come into play. This word shortly, we're going to the word too. You got it, huh?
Verse 2, it says, who bear record of the word of the Most High and of the testimony of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach and of all things that he saw. Verse 3, blessed is he that readeth. Okay, you got to read, and not only read, but understand what you're reading. It says, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. That was 2,000 years ago. How much more now? The time is really at hand. We're living in the end of the end times. Because to be technical, the end times started 2,000 years ago. When our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shah came upon the planet Earth, that was the beginning of the end. Now we're living in the end of the end.
The word shortly it says, it just says in the Edamon, it says, in a short time, it says also concisely.
Yeah, in a short time, because it really is a short time. Scriptures tell us how 1,000 years upon the planet Earth is only one day with the Father in the spirit world. So when you do the calculations, the Lord only been away from the planet Earth for 2 days. Okay, the 2,000 years that would translate to 2 days. So of course that is a short time.
That's it.
I'm going to go back to Revelation 13 and verse 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and that he will be the seed of the wicked, the rulers that will be ruling in the end times. Known today the self-proclaimed white men, which they are the biblical Edomites, the devil that the Bible literally speaks. So they have power to give life, which that power was given unto them. Okay, Job 24, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked by the Heavenly Father. Okay, so it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. The image is talking about the likeness of the beast, which the beast is what? The ancient Roman Empire, which is revised today through NATO and the EU, spearheaded by America. So they have power to give life unto it, meaning they have the power to pass laws to where they can establish the alphabet game community, establish adultery, they can establish murder and so on and so forth, and everything that's contrary to righteousness. That's them giving life unto the image of the even more so them establishing their AI and trusting in the science and trusting in the technology. It says that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. I mean, if you don't bow down, you don't submit to it, you're going to be ostracized from society. Of course, you're going to have brothers that's going to be beheaded for not bowing down and not getting CHIP. You're even going to have 2/3 of heathens and Edomites that's going to be put to death for not bowing down. But that ultimately is talking about being ostracized, meaning being separated from the main part. You already said now, if you don't got a smartphone, if you ain't got a bank account and a ID or a driver's license, it's very hard to operate in society. So we see it on a small scale now because the three things that I just listed, the phone, the ID, and the bank account, they call those the tools for the new world order. Everybody has those three things, and those three things are going to transition to that grain of rice that I showed in that clip. And that grain of rice, they're planted underneath the sea.
Yeah, I actually got an article. This is from the People's Voice. This was released on the 10th of December 2024. It says UK to roll out Bill Gates' ID in 2025.
And that's not the only country that has it in the works of rolling out a digital ID. Some countries already have rolled out a digital ID.
It says the IDs are being marketed as a way for young people to buy alcohol and go to clubs, utilizing facial recognition, biometrics in the app. Also allow the payment of taxes, banking activities, state-issued benefit program disbursements, and shop at the store.
It's like you read that again.
It says it will also allow the payment of taxes, banking activities, state-issued benefit program disbursements, and shop at the store.
Hold on, let me read this next verse in Revelation 13. In Revelation 13 and 16, it says, and he was, I just wrote down, made mention of, let's talk about the self-proclaimed white man, beginning with the wicked elite bankers. They the ones that got the power to pass certain laws and to enforce them. Okay, it says, and he causeth all, okay, both small and great, rich, poor, free, and bond. So that's everybody. That's the CEO, the millionaires. That's the people. And it said rich and poor, meaning what? There's no such thing as a middle class.
Right.
Okay? You want to be happy. So they said everybody is going to be conditioned, because we go to the closet, it's going to say to make ready. Everybody has became accustomed to the scan, the tap with your phone to pay. You know, the order on Amazon, the DoorDash, and Uber Eats, and so on and so forth. Everybody has been conditioned to this way of living. But this way of living is leading to something bigger. It says,
if I can say, the only ones that's going to be exempt is really the elect. They're not going to take it. And also, you got the elites. They're not going to take it either, because they're going to be the ones controlling it. You see, I believe the Elder Apostle Ramblin, he did a video. It was about a year or two ago. He brought up an article dealing with the social credit system because that's what Esau want to implement. He want to implement a social credit system. You know, check out the show Black Mirror. You know, it's gonna go into, it's gonna say it on the article. I'm just keep going.
Yeah,
It says, I'm gonna jump down. It says, the Hegelian dialectic of problem reaction solution is being seen in the push for a digital ID as well. Over the summer, former UK Home Secretary Lord Blunkett said that a digital ID is inevitable to combat the alien.
Yeah, about the different immigrants who they open the borders for them to come into America and as the Europeans. So they saying if we implement this digital ID, this is going to help us down and lock down on that. Because right now it's a lot of people within different Edomite countries that's unidentifiable, if you will, because they done snuck across the border. So it's no telling who that person is. Mm-hmm. So matter of fact, we're going to implement this digital ID. Matter of fact, we're going to implement this CHIP.
Because they it up. You know, over in China, because I keep mentioning because that's what the nigga Klaus Schwab said. Mm-hmm. He said China is pretty much the model for where he wants the countries to follow after. Over in China, they already got the social credit score system in place. Now waiting on is the CHIP. And the social credit score system, pretty much if you're not abiding by that they image, you're gonna lose points. Okay, your credit score is gonna hit and your bank account gonna be hit. And in today's world, you need those two things in order to survive.
Yeah, you're gonna be looked at like a criminal. Mm-hmm. Like the beloved Elder Thamaya always make mention of, is something called a civil death. Like right now, if you get okay, it's a lot of things that you won't be able to do. You not wanting to participate in that digital way of life. That's gonna be that's down there like catching a felony. Next thing you know, you experiencing a civil death. You can't get certain jobs, you can't have certain houses and cars and things like that.
You say the dangerous thing here is not just going to be limited to pubs and clubs. They're even talking about entry to shops. Why would you need a digital ID in order to go into a shop and do some shopping? I don't know. That sounds very nefarious.
Well, the answer is prophecy. Which it's not gonna stop there with the digital ID. That's the point. It's gonna, all roads lead to the charagma, to the charagma. You know, which that's the Greek word arcade.
It says curtain ration, a system that speeds up access to services for those with the digital ID, creates a two-tiered society where those who submit to the new technology enjoy preferential treatment. So when you go into this word preferential, it says special. So if you got that MOTB, you're going to be looked at as one of them. You see, you're going to be looked at as family if you take the MOTB, because they know that ultimately you're submitting to the beast. You're bowing down to the image of the beast.
It's a movie called, I believe it's on Netflix. It may still not be, but it's a movie called The Uglies. Basically, it's like from birth until about the age of 16, you'll be deemed as. But at the age of 16, it's a mandatory plastic surgery you have to go underneath, or you have to go through with. Then after you go through that mandatory plastic surgery, you will be able to enter within the city, because everybody that's deemed ugly, they live outside the city. Once they go through the plastic surgery, they go into the city. They got access to the nightlife, to the partying, and things like that. Well, that movie is a glimpse, if you will, of what you're reading. Because that's how it's gonna be. It's not only gonna be in the name of convenience and making things better, but it's also for you to be able to have access to your social status, if you will. Yep. You know, all your followers on Instagram, the ability to go live and to go live on TikTok and to be on Snapchat, things like that. You're not gonna be able to do that unless you CHIP. And on top of that, if you got a good social credit score, if you're not using your social media account to be quote unquote conspiracy theorist.
Mm-hmm.
You got it though.
Yeah, because what they call it is, in order to be part of the system, you gotta be a sellout or a goddamn coon. You know, Uncle Ruckus. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, it ain't the elect, man. The elect is not gonna bow down to you. They're gonna be willing to be beheaded in order for them not to take their seat, man. So that's how extreme this when you break down this MOTB, this how extreme it gets, man. Esau is not gonna behead you because you didn't sin. You see what I'm saying? You don't have the mark of sin. Like what? It don't make sense, man. See, this is why you have to rightly divide the word of truth, man. And you can only do that through the spirit and power of Yahweh. About Shemyaw Shah, these other camps ain't got it, man.
Can you read that last little part that you just read?
It says curtain ration that having a system that speeds up access to services for those with the digital ID. It makes a two-tiered society. Those who submit to the new technology enjoy preferential treatment.
We gonna be looked at as one of them, like you said. Mm-hmm. And people, that's how people want to keep up with the Joneses here in this society. You know, I got a quick precept. It's Proverbs chapter 29 and verse. I started 25. It says, "The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be." And right now they might be saying it. Oh, it's gonna make it easier for you to do this. You know, it's gonna make this process faster. You know, and even on the clip that I played, people was able to purchase it, but it's gonna get to a point where they're not gonna be, oh, please, you should come make this better, or it costs this much, it's cheap. No, it's gonna get to the point where you have to, or we come in to lock all your bank accounts down, we kick you out your house, we're gonna lock your children up, lock you up, separate y'all, so on and so forth. And what's that? That's that fear tactic. And that's going to push a lot of people into the corner. They're going to take this HIP. That's why it says the fear of man bringeth a snare. A snare is a trap. If you fear what these can do unto you, then you're going to sit to what they tell you to do. Mm-hmm. It said, but who putteth his trust in the Lord shall be saved. And that's going to be who? That's going to be the elect. You know, because a part of putting your trust in the Lord may be you having to get beheaded. That might be a part of you putting your trust in the Lord that the Lord can raise you back up. But it says, verse 26, and it's the point. We seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment coming from the Lord. And that's that everybody on the devil's good side.
Dylan, because they got control over you, man. You know, not only they literally, well, physically, they have your whole, they got your spirit, man. See what I'm saying? Well, your spirit pretty much gone. Muscles, you know, that because when you took that 619, it took away your, I ain't gonna say your spirit, but the faith aspect. You know, it away that, man. So you people have completely given over to Esau, man. That's why it says 2/3 shall be numbered to the sword. It's over with for them unless they repent and the Lord have mercy, man. But this is 2 Corinthians 16 and 69, and they that consent and derision approach and trodden underfoot, because derision means pretty much you submitted and now you're under the you always they talking shit about you. You know, you took this seat here. Don't you know you my slave now? Because that's what it is. And back in the ancient times, they would put your ear against a door and if you wanted to be a servant to a master forever. And once you take it, you're doing this thing, man.
Yeah. And that's why people going to be having derision, because it's not going to be presented as you being to them forever. It's going to be safety and things. So goofy ass. Yep. Now you belong to 100%. Because if we to the central families. You know, we just waiting on Yahweh Shah to come put that yoke off of us. Once you take that CHIP, that's gonna solidify it. You got it.
The movie Afraid. You know, that motherfucker, all them people that went into that, they had remember the Drake woman and the Edomite man, they was all subjected to AI. You know, it's an episode on Black Mirror where a motherfucker was subjected to a hacker, okay, and they had to do if you didn't, he said to do, he would reveal his deepest, darkest secrets. So that's what they're going to do. If you don't submit, if you don't take another jab, take another jump shot boost, if you don't take more of these shots, we're gonna hit your, and then they go just at you, man.
And that's what people lose, because they show you that in the movie Upgrade with STEM. STEM was able to control the dude that was paralyzed because basically STEM was Neuralink, but the Neuralink was able to have full control once his spirit was broken. That's how it is. He is broken, so they ain't gonna have no choice but to submit. Scripture to the spirit of a man infirmities, but a wound.
Back in the article, quote unquote, what they're saying is it's not going to be compulsory. That's said in these articles. That's a bait and switch probably, but they're saying at the moment it won't be compulsory. All right, the word compulsory means required by law or rule. It says, but what does appear to be happening is that with these things, when they're brought in, you're going to have an apartheid system. Right? So if you're familiar with history, apartheid pretty much means separation, okay? Which in South Africa, they were separated by race, okay? So in this, you're going to be separated by classes. You're going to have a certain amount of money in each class. This class might get 5, might get 10. See what I'm saying? You're going to have a separate classes in this thing, man. So you pretty much just signing up to be a fucking slave, man. But this is when the scripture say, and he calls us, he's going to bring people so low in society that the only option, if they want a so-called life, they're going to have to take this seat of, man. Because these people, they're pretty much invested in a society. The 401ks, the pensions, okay, the nice car, the house. You see, they're investing in all these things, and they don't know what to do without it. We looked that up a minute ago. When people lose a amount of money, that shit affects your mental and your spirit, man. These people will do whatever to obtain their way of living, man.
Yeah. But that's what they would consider to be their life, the things that they, even though how I said, man's life consisted not in the abundance which he could. Because you would give all your energy and time and your spirit into those things. Then when you lose yourself, your life.
It says, so you have a digital ID, access to everything quicker and easier. But if you choose to keep your data private to live life as you are with no need to put your ID and your data on some app with some company with heaven knows what's it going, then your life is made more difficult.
I forgot what they call it, because they want that God complex to the highest capacity, and they're gonna reach it to a certain extent, to the point where they're gonna be able to know what you're thinking about, and whether or not you popped your woman last night, and what kind you bought from the grocery store. They're gonna know all these things. Was that it on that? I'm gonna go back to the Revelation 13. Revelation 13 and verse 16 again. He causeth all. I'm going to the word causeth. Matter of fact.
Then after that I'm gonna go back to what this is.
This is G4160 for the word causeth in the blue letter. It says poeo. Poeo. It says to make. It says to be the authors of the cause, to make ready, to produce. It says to make a thing out of something. It says to put one forth to lead him out. And that's what they're doing. They leading everybody to taking the CHIP. Okay, because when you read Revelation 3 and 10, it talks the hour of temptation. And then when you read it in the NOT, it says to test those that belong to the world. So that's what these doing. They leading everybody to the slaughter that belongs to the slaughter. Going back to the Isaiah 65 that you was quoting. But it says to make one do something, you know, and that's pretty much the point.
Yep.
You know, they condition everybody once again to accept the CHIP. Contrary to popular belief, people think that they just get along to get along. They just trusting in the government and life gonna continue to be. I'm gonna wake up to my alarm clock and I'm gonna go clock in for this 12-hour shift and I'm gonna do this 5 days out the week. They think life's gonna be like that forever. They don't know that these devils, they got the rabbit hole gets people.
It says compared to role explaining how first it was just medical workers and elderly who had the jump shots pushed on them, then adults as a whole, then children, then babies, all with the promise that if you just get the jump shot, you will have your old life back.
That whoever don't worship the image of the beast, they're gonna be killed. Because with the scandemic that happened a couple years ago, that was a prelude to what's about to happen in the near future. It said with the elderly medical workers, because they was telling those specifically with the medical workers, if you don't take if you don't drink the snake piss, you can't come to work.
Yep.
And best believe those medical workers, the nurses and doctors, they is making good money.
Yep.
So they bought some good, nice ass cars. They got high ass car notes. They got high ass rent or mortgage, whatever the case may be. So if they lose their job, they lose all of that. So you know they gonna drink the snake piss.
Yep. That's why the scripture say 8:36. His own soul. So pretty much, if you want to keep these things that you have in this, it's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. In society, you believe that it don't get no better than good old, especially you Israelites, man. But this is our rest. You see, we got something better coming, man. And before it comes, this CHIP has to be mandated, and it will be mandated, man. It says, notably, a digital ID can be remotely turned off at any time and for any reason, such as social media posts, effectively barring people from their daily activities over the party line.
Because right now, everybody has the freedom. And them putting that in the amendments has came back to bite them in the ass. On top of with the different apps, like for example with TikTok. TikTok is not an American-owned app, so they can't censor it the way that they want it. Okay, and they can't even control the, or the different truths on misinformation. You know? They can't control the fact that people posting these different truths, but guess what? If they implement that digital ID or CHIP and people stick to that, then guess what? They will be able to control that. Because if you take that and then you go back and you try to post something that they deem misinformation, they're going to shut off your... Now you can't get on there. Shit, you can't go to the grocery store. Yep. You can't even unlock your car door. Yep.
Or shit, your kids might not even be able to go to school. Or your kids might be taken from you. These things that's about to come upon the planet Earth, Esau is going to have his way when he's about to fill his belly, roughly paraphrasing, and then the Most High shall rain upon him. Because Esau is going to get a taste of having this system established, man. Okay? And it's not going to be long, you know. But it's not long. The scriptures say 1 hour, and 1 hour the Lord's going to bring this bitch down.
Back Revelation 13:16 says, he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And I'm going to the word for M-A-R-K. That's it. And this is the blue letter definition. It's G580. The Greek word would be charagma. Okay, charagma. It says what? A stamp and imprinted mark. Okay. It says, going down to Strong's definition, it says stamp, i.e. a stamp. No, it says a scratch or etching, because that's what they're gonna do. Because when you look up the delivery system and how they're gonna even be able to put it underneath the skin, it's a needle. Needle do it etches the skin. Okay, it says, i.e., is stamped as a badge of servitude. Going back to what we was talking about earlier, you quoted the Exodus 20. You know, I believe that's a chapter that goes into the oil. The oil today is going to be in the form of that grain of rice. That's going to be the digital oil. So when you take it, that's going to be your badge of service. Of course, it's not going to, because the Lord, like you just quoted, the Lord play belly. And then when you going to say something?
No. Go ahead.
To the root word for charagma, okay, it's G582, charax. Okay, it says what? A pale lake, a palisade. That will basically on the needle, okay, which a palisade, a stake, that's something that you, okay, was what created man from the ground. So needle, that stamp to show who belongs to them. And like you said, the elect don't belong to them, therefore they're not gonna take it because the elect belong. I was shot.
And then, you know, why is he trying to have everybody tagged and tapped? It's because he looks. When I say he, I'm talking about the Amalekites. Okay, those people that's claiming to be the holy people. They're the ones that control the whole entire planet Earth and the tribe of Edom, the nation of Edom. Okay, and they're the chief tribe of the nation of Edom, and they're the ones that's pushing forth with this. Because they, what do they call the heathen? They're the heathen nations. They call them goyim, which means cattle. What do we do to kill? You tag them to make sure you know who is who and where they at. Even when you go to a zoo, I seen a damn wallaby with a tag on his ear, man. This nigga, he called a God comp. Scripture talk about how I want to be the Most High. I want to be, but he can't be like the Most High, man. You know, that's not the blessing that he received.
And then we go into the root charax, okay, it's what? G1125, grapho, grapho, which goes to graph, where we get graph from, which means what? To write with reference to the form of the letters, to write with reference to the contents of the writing, which is talk about what? Talk about the different documents. Look up your ID, they're gonna know how much you weigh, they're gonna know your name, your last name, your first name, how tall you is, what country you reside in, where you lived in before that. They're gonna be able to look up your medical history, what school you graduated from, what time you clocked out of work, and so on and so forth. All of that is gonna be comprised on that CHIP, your grapho. And that's pretty much the point. It says to commit to writing, to fill with writing, draw up in writing, compose, talk about the different documents to be stored on it. So showing you that the physical thing. What documents is stored on sin? What documents is stored on a picture of chest rate board?
Right.
Showing you that it can't be none of those things. So going back to Revelation 13-17, it says, and that he will make everybody require that in order to participate, and that no man might buy or sell. You won't be able to make transactions. You won't even be able to enter into certain marketplaces. It says, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or of his name, which is all synonymous. As you take it, you won't be able to operate in society. And the most important thing to do in society, or sell. That's how you get your groceries. You know, that's how you get your water. That's how your lights on in your house. That's how you got your car and so on and so forth. Because you was able to buy. Okay, you was able to sell. You was able to make transactions. God.
This is of Sirach, chapter 34. I'm going to start at verse 21. It says, the bread of the needy is their life. He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him, and he that defraudeth the labor of him is a bloodshedder. And that's pretty much murder. Like, you're taking away something that the poor and needy needs, and you know that's how they live and survive, and you remove those things from them, that's murder. And we know that Esau is a murderer because he comes from the lineage of Cain, man. Okay, he's about to reveal himself, man. He's already been revealed to the elect, but he's about to be known to the whole planet Earth as a fucking devil, man. Because he's about to strip everybody, okay? He's about to take everything away from everybody, man, okay? And guess what? He's going to make you take it. He ain't going to make you take it. He's going to give you the option to take it. And if you don't take it, he's just going to put you to death, man. You know, because that's how this devil gets down, man.
That's why I said he was a bad man sparing none.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's get down or lay down. That's the devil's role. They started off with the deception, try to trick what they want you to do. And if they can't trick you into it, they're going to force you. If they can't force you, they're going to.
Mm-hmm.
Was that it?
That's it.
Come on. We could close with this. This is 2 Ezra 16. I read verse 69 again. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden under the foot. Mm-hmm. Like you said, once you take it, it's solidified. Next thing you know, they could turn it off with just like that. Okay, with the press of a button, they could turn off your access to your funds that you quote unquote had. That's them defrauding you of your
labor.
Yep.
You know, because even if you ain't gonna be able to work no overtime in this system because they're gonna give you a set amount of money that you can't pass. You know, you ain't gonna be able to gain interest on your money. None of that, bro. You just stuck. You like a rat on a fucking it's a what is it?
And a hamster wheel.
Yeah, you're on a hamster wheel. You just constantly running in fucking place, man. That's what you people love. You ain't gonna be able to buy that high designer shit. You ain't gonna be able to afford it. Them niggas even taught you only gonna have fucking 2 or 3 outfits. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, you. This is what you want. This is what you world do. You want to participate in, man? What did the nigga Alex Jones say? Oh, you see what I'm saying? You ain't gonna have no rights.
And that's it. And if you're watching this, I highly suggest you go watch the Beyond the Reset film. It's on YouTube. It's about, and that's a depiction of what it's gonna be like. Okay, after if they was to be able to establish what they trying to establish and continue. The main character, if you will, his ass lived in a box on like a he was basically living in a, because you made mention of you gonna have 2-3 outfits, and that only had 1 outfit.
Yeah.
So that's all going back to being had in derision and trodden under the foot. 2 Ezra 16-70, it says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection," which insurrection means a rising up. It says, "upon those that fear the Lord." And Esau Edom is he going in this direction because he aimed at the men of the Lord. This is the best way he can attack the men of the Lord. Verse 71, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord." Because in order for him to even try to get at the men of the Lord, you got to get everybody else, because he don't honestly know who is the men of the Lord. So you got to get everybody, brothers, families, so forth. It's gonna be a lot of chaos. Order, it's gonna be very chaotic. It says, verse 72, "For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they know who are my chosen, they shall try as the gold in the fire." And at that point, when held and broke loose, you got the martial law and the troops rolling in. They trying to take you away to the detention center or detainment camp, whatever they gonna call it.
Re-education center.
The re-education center. They trying to take you away. When all of this is taking place, that's when you're gonna know who the Lord was really dealing with. And it's gonna be the same men that was telling you all of this was gonna happen before it even happened. Hence the word prophet. Before fit or facade means to say before. They told you it was gonna happen before it happened. Then when it happened, like I should say, then the prophet had been among them.
God.
So you got anything else?
No, this is
So Lord willing, we hope and pray this is edifying through close. We're gonna give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Rakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders was a great song who rule and teach where it's truth from. And may peace, mercy, and blessings be that believe in this truth and sincerity. So next time we say, come, y'all, Shalom.
Come, y'all, Shalom.
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 Bible boy.
Bible boy.